Hi, this is Muhammad Saifuddin Chaudhry, and I'm going to present one of my project, and this is the first part of my project, and this is Raspberry Pi using in temperature alarm system. So what I need for this project is I need a Raspberry Pi, and I'm using Raspberry Pi 4B here, and I'm using Python script for coding. And the purpose of this project is to find out the alarm system, and according to the alarm system we can use the PWM to manipulate the LED intensity, and then as well as the acknowledgement of this alarm system, so that operator can acknowledge this alarm system and then he can recover this one later on. So first of all, I need this creating a program in Python script to monitor and acknowledge the temperature, and then I will log my temperature data into ThingSpeak and as well as to Mongo DB. Why I'm using here MongoDB? Because MongoDB is a NoSQL, and we have a lot of features in MongoDB, and like we don't need any table creation and things like that, like SQL. So we just can get the temperature data, and directly we can send it to the cloud, and we can store this one in cloud. So it's a very latest database for using IoT. And PWM I have used to manipulate and this LED, so that we can identify this LED intensity is going up and down according to the PWM. Okay, now and I have also used low pass filter. So I have used low pass filter to make sure the low frequencies passed through the measurement, and then remove the high frequencies, so that my PWM signal will work properly. Now I will take you to my Python code in Raspberry Pi. So I have used this code for TMP36 sensor, and as we know, we don't have any analog input in our Raspberry Pi, so that's why I have used MCP3002, which is having SPI protocol, and this TMP36 sensors data we can read it here, but in hardware I have done now this code which is I2C protocol, and I have used here TC74. So all the things in hardware I have prepared at this moment is TC74 with PWM, and I will read the data from TC74 sensors, and I will log my data to ThingSpeak and Mongo DB. So I can run the program now. So as you see here, I'm getting my temperature, and now I am touching my sensors, and it's increasing. So my high temperature limit is 25. So if it's above 25, it will give me a high alarm. It's a little bit colder. Now if you see, it's a high alarm. And then as well as this, I can acknowledge this alarm. So I can show you the data is logged in my ThingSpeak. Now if you see, this is the recent data which is logged in ThingSpeak, and as well as I can show you my MongoDB. Yes, this is the Mongo database, and this channel is for TC74, and this is the latest one, maybe it's after 80. Yeah, this is my latest one. We see here 24 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius, the time. Maybe, yeah, I have more latest one. Yeah, this is the more latest one. So this is my project, and it's a very useful project for IoT, where we can use ThingSpeak as well as MongoDB for cloud storage, and we can do some controlling part also by using PWM and this acknowledgement, things like that. And I can show you one of my video which I have taken. Yeah, here you go. Now if you see here, this is a high alarm because I have touched here in my sensor, and then if high alarm, this is 27 degrees Celsius now. If it's increase, my light intensity of LED will be increased also, because I have used PWM here. Now I will press the button of acknowledgement, and I will see is it acknowledged or not. If you see here, this is the alarm is acknowledged now, and if temperature is getting less, then my LED will be coming lower, this intensity will be lower, and then LED will get turned off. Yeah, so this is the whole thing. So that's all. Thank you for watching this interesting project. Now this is the part, is the second part of my project, which is reading and logging data to ThingSpeak by using Raspberry Pi and Matlab. So for this part, what we need a Matlab support package for Raspberry Pi hardware, which we need to use, and data analyzing also has been done here by Matlab program. So this is the flow diagram of Matlab with Raspberry Pi, and we need a Matlab support package with Raspberry Pi laptop or PC, and then we need a Raspberry Pi hardware, so that we can read the temperature data actually, and then we can send this temperature data to ThingSpeak to the cloud storage, as well as, and again we will read the temperature data from ThingSpeak, and we will analyze those data in Matlab, so which is the very important part of this project, so that we can have our historical data and we can analyze those data actually. And the thing is, we can use this one in various program actually. And this is my hardware wearing picture, where this Raspberry Pi as well as TC74 sensor is connected. Now I will show you the Matlab code of my program. Here is my Matlab program TC74, which is used for reading and writing as well as analyzing part also. So if you see here, the code is ThingSpeak write function is used, read function also used, and the main part is this temperature formulation, so we can get the temperature in Celsius. And then we can analyze our data also, where like we use this ThingSpeak read function, and we will read the temperature value from ThingSpeak, and then we will analyze those value, and we will show is it in display, like maximum, minimum, median, standard deviation, and variance. Now we are ready to run our program. So I'm running my program now, and it's waiting for getting the temperature in command window of Matlab. Yes, so it's taking, yeah, now I got my temperature data here. and this is the temperature, recent temperature, and this is the value of maximum temperature, minimum temperature, temperature median, standard deviation for the past hour, and variance for the past hours of the temperature. Now I can show you the ThingSpeak data, the very recent value we are writing from our Matlab code as well as from TC74. So this is the latest temperature data we got. Now I will just show you this hardware picture again. As you see, the hardware picture is is the actually same pictures, and we are using here this Raspberry Pi 4B as well as TC74 with I2C protocol. And then this is also the most important part, since IoT and cybersecurity, they are related with each other. So there are lots of issues and challenges we must face when we develop a application for IoT. So what are the issues and challenges we can face, like insufficient data protection by user might be overcome by data encryption, and weak password shall be avoided, and this user ID protection shall be avoided. So we need to use some strong password with hidden character so that it will not show up in our program and things like that. And of course we need to avoid this insecure interfacing, so that our interfacing shall be secured, and we must have knowledge about this insecure interfacing, what will be the consequence of insecure interfacing, as well as this data security of ThingSpeak part. We can use this REST API server support, and as well as this is my conclusion part, where we can use this Raspberry Pi, and Raspberry Pi used with Python scripting language. Alarm system has been done, and PWM has been introduced to monitor the intensity of LED, and the most important part is ThingSpeak and Mongo DB used for data storage. And as well as we have used some of this protocol, communication protocol, SPI and I2C, and this temperature data we read from TC74 sensors by using I2C protocol. And this overall the performance, I can say that for Raspberry Pi is very good for Linux platform to interface between different kind of sensors. So we can use thousands of sensors to get the data from field sensors actually, and then we can log the temperature sensors data directly to the database, and we don't need to make any tables and things like that, because we are using MongoDB here as a no SQL. So this is the most important part, and thank you very much. And to